Run, party, repeat. Welcome to the East Coast Adventures Dirt and Vert Podcast, where we talk all things running, racing, and training to help you get ready for your next big adventure.
Learn from our successes and our failures, and have fun at the same time. Join us right here every week with inspiring guests who share their captivating tales from the trails. And remember, nobody cares.
Run faster. All right. Welcome back to the Dirt and Vert Podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Matt.
So it's been a while since me and Matt gave an update. We're going to do a little bit of that and also talk about some other things as well. We'll cover our newest race that's actually opening. We want to talk about it right now. The World's Fair Ultras.
Downtown Knoxville, Tennessee.
So we started working on a race, trying to find a race in Knoxville last year. Me and Chris Stamen started like running different courses.
Yep.
And this was when Chris couldn't run. He has since been released to run. So Chris would follow me on the bike or would lead with the bike while I was running. So we was getting double measurements. But ultimately, we finally ended up with the World's Fair. There's not a better place that we could think of to come try to set a state record in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. If you guys haven't ran the Knoxville Marathon and just been in that environment around the World's Fair, you're finishing there, you're starting in that area. It's electric. It's beautiful. The Sun Sphere is just a staple in Knoxville.
So we're going to do like a 3, 6, 12, 24 hour, also a 50K, 50 mile, and 100K. But if you want 100 miles, you got to do it in 24 hours because that's all the permit we have, 24 hours. So I will say we are working on a buckle now. It's going to incorporate the Sun Sphere into the actual buckle with Knoxville, Tennessee. So it's going to be a pretty cool belt buckle. Definitely going to be one of a kind. But we're also going to do like a throwback since the World's Fair Park was built in 1982, or it was built for the World's Fair in 1982. Yep. We're going to do kind of a throwback. You've probably seen, if you've seen any of it, on the Ultra Sign Up page, we've got some throwback logos to the World's Fair Park with some of the animals that they had, the dressed up like the rabbit and stuff. So we got a little bit of that. Stamen was playing around, made several of them, and got a course map, and obviously the video on there that actually shows the course. Yep. So, we might change the course in a few years once they finish all the upgrades that they're going to do to the amphitheater. But for now, we're going to use the biggest part of the course. So it's like a 0.55 mile loop. We have to get it certified still. So we're working on getting it certified. We'll get the exact distance just with multiple GPS watches and runs. We're getting about 0.55, 0.57 miles. So I think when we ran it, if you do 100 miles there, it's like 1,500 or 1,600 feet of total elevation gain.
Flat, baby.
Yeah, so it's going to be a super fast course. Going to be really fun. Going to be a little party out there. But where else could you run for 24 hours around the Sun Sphere and just see all that? That's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, it's beautiful down there. I mean, you got the amphitheater, you got the Sun Sphere, you got that little pond lake thing they got there. I mean, every time we go up there for the Knoxville Marathon, that's where my kids want to go. They want to go see the ducks in the pond. So, I mean, it's a great place. It is beautiful.
If you want to check it out, go to the Ultra Sign Up page, and you can actually send the map to your phone, to your device, and go run the course. Check it out.
But I think the sprinklers are going right now, so you can get cooled off as you run.
Yeah, we kind of forgot. It was funny that we released the race to open up for registration on July 1st. And I completely forgot, and someone signed up because we haven't even really promoted the race. I just completely forgot. Me and Matt were just talking about it. Like someone signed up and we're like, oh, yeah, the race is open. We should probably talk about that.
Open yesterday, or the 1st. So
it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. Brittany goes because she's excited about it too. And she's like, I think I can run 100 miles there. I'm like, we don't have an option for 100. She goes, oh. I said 24 hours. She goes, no, I ain't doing that. So she's excited for it too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, another thing that's happened recently too is just I'm sure a lot of people watch Western States, but that was pretty fun to get.
It was.
Watch. Did you follow along on any of that?
I did for the most part. We had a big group run that morning on the Cherokee course. And then once we got back, people are like, have you been watching this? I'm like, nah, man, I've been in the mountains, but I started catching up on it. And then, watched it all throughout the day. And then I think I fell asleep with 2 miles left for Caleb to get done. So I missed him finishing,
Oh,
but I fell asleep watching it.
it was exciting. What was the most shocking thing to you?
Maybe not during the race, but leading up to the race is when Tara got sick. Because I was excited to watch her actually throw down. And then I was excited about Hans being from the East Coast because there's not that many East Coast runners in it. And then Dave from Knoxville, watching him get to go out there and do it and represent our area. Just those few people out there was pretty exciting to keep up with and watch.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to say, Caleb Olson, man, he was consistent. Watching him run those last 20 miles was so fun, and he was just kind of relentless, which is awesome. The statement that he makes at the very end with his baby, holding the baby at the finish line, and then later that day, might have been that next morning, he makes a post on Instagram, and I believe it read, "If they're sleeping on you, tuck them in."
Savage.
Which is awesome.
Savage.
I mean, awesome. What a post. That's all that was needed to be said, because I don't think anyone picked him to win that race, and he just dominated. He did not lead the race for probably the first half, roughly. Seth Ruling from, originally, I think he was from Chattanooga. He led the race for like the first 30 or 40 miles, which was kind of fun to watch, and still finished in the top 10, very first 100 miler. I think it was Hans Troyer's first 100 miler.
From what I can find, that was his first as well.
I mean, pretty amazing to be your, very first 100-mile race at Western States, your 100-mile debut, and you go top 10.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's elite competition.
So shout out to Seth and Hans. That's awesome. I mean, Seth's a really good runner too. He had to win the golden ticket to be in that race. And then, what was probably the thing that shocked you the most? Was it Tara or something else?
Well, David Roach made leading up to it, he put some pressure on himself, and he made it known that he was going for it. And then I think we was actually over here, and you're watching it, and all of a sudden it said David Roach drops out. That was kind of shocking. But he's probably, from what I can tell, he's all out or bust. So he was going all out.
Well, we all get a little taste of that.
We do.
We all get you win a race, you win a couple races, you kind of go, you can go overboard.
You can.
You can definitely go overboard and put a lot of pressure on yourself, especially when you start hyping it up to everybody. We've all been there. No, nothing wrong. I mean, not a thing against David. Like, not at all. He's won some big races. So, but when you put that much pressure on yourself, you can get in your head pretty easy.
You can.
Too. And I think if I read his post, like if I remember right, he was just like, I didn't have it. He said a bunch of stuff. He said, stomach, blah, blah. He actually says blah, blah, blah in his post, which is cool that he was just like, I didn't have it. And that's the thing, is some days you don't have it. Yeah. And that's why it's really hard to try not to put so much pressure on yourself, because I mean, it's a race. Like, you want to do good. You want to try to win if you can win. You want to try to PR, like that's whatever you're trying to do. But when you build hype up for months, it's one little thing goes wrong and you're just in your head.
You want to do well. Like we all want to do well. But then all of a sudden you put that hype out there, the negative comments come. And then everybody, they're for you or against you. And you read that stuff. I mean, you're reading it and you're out there struggling on the course. Some of them comments can come back to you and you start getting that in your head. I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened, but they do. They come back to you.
I mean, I don't post as much as I used to about my races because I try not to. Like Yeti 50. I know.
I'm trying to find some photos of you so I can post them. Nobody cares running faster, but you ain't sharing nothing.
I should make a post at some point just for a memory. But, I mean, I learned that a long time ago. I just started putting pressure on myself when I started winning. And you do. I mean, it's not worth it. I'm there for many reasons. If I win, that's just even better. If I don't win, damn, it was still a good day. I still had fun. And I'm sure David Roach still had fun.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the outcome he wanted? Not close. Not. But he put all the work in. Like, he got that fitness from it.
He put it in, yeah.
But it was a fun race, man. It was so fun. And I love the fact that the male and female winners were not picked to win. Abby Hall, Caleb Olson, neither one of them were picked to win. Like they were picked in like the top 10, but I don't think any of them were picked to win. So it's pretty cool. I love it.
It was good. It was entertaining, and I love the live coverage.
Yes.
Actually getting to follow along and seeing that, because I think once it was getting down to like 15 miles or something, the people they were doing the commentating was trying to do math. Oh, Killian's picking it up, and he's gaining 3 minutes, and then Caleb's moving.
The last 5 or 10 miles.
He
dropped his pacers.
Did he?
He dropped his pacers. He left them. It was, I mean, he was flying.
Yeah.
And you got to think, man, when he won Western States, he just ran this like 2 hours faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I think it was like 2 hours faster.
It was faster. Whatever it was faster.
Something. But yeah, when he made it towards the end, he literally dropped his pacers. He was by himself, like running. And I mean, he was moving.
Yeah. I mean, because I was trying to like, is he going to catch them? Because, the commentator's like, 3 minutes here. And then the second place guys, he's been, 30 seconds slower. And then I'm like, the math is killing me. I can't do all this math. And then they all held on. They all maintained the place.
It was super fun to watch.
It was. It's good.
Now, another live stream is, a lot of people probably got to watch Mid-State, and we had Nicholas on. We just released his podcast today, but we had Nicholas on, and we'll have another runner from Mid-State talking next week. Actually, it's a East Coast Adventures teammate, and we'll have another teammate on here soon and even learn some more. But next week we'll be covering a little bit more in Mid-State. Talking about Mid-State, that was a that was a hard race for me.
Oh, it was fun.
I enjoyed it, and which is really the reason I wanted to try to do it.
Yeah.
And that is because I haven't enjoyed a last man standing race the last few that I've done. And that's the first time I've enjoyed it in a long time. So I was glad that I did it, but I knew that it was going to be a train wreck.
Mid-State is, with it being my 5th year, there's a lot of people that I've saw every year from the first time that I did it. So it's kind of like just getting to go hang out with people that you haven't saw, that travel all in. Then I even met a lot of people that listen to this podcast. They'd come up and they start introducing themselves. They're like, Casey from California.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm like,
Casey's awesome.
And he starts talking, and then all these other people just kept coming up. So it's like a little reunion of people that you don't know, and then a lot of people you do know. So that makes it fun. When you go out like on a point-to-point race, you're by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time, you can have 300 people and you're still by yourself, even on loop courses. But here, I mean, it's a 1 mile course with 100-something people. You're always talking to somebody until it gets rough, and then everybody stays quiet.
Yeah, and it was a good time. Like, it was, Daniel, who all was in our tent? It was
Daniel, Emmanuel, us two, Whitney, Dancaster, and the guy she brought from Florida.
Yeah.
Garrett.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we had a good crew. We had a big crew, and then obviously your wife and my fiance were crewing us.
Yep.
But yeah, I knew it was going to be bad. So I did that first lap, and I just kind of smiled and was like, "Oh, my glutes hurt, my hamstrings hurt," and I thought I could. I was hoping I would make it at least into the night, but they gave out way before then. Well, Yeti 50 just destroyed them.
Yeah. Luckily, my legs felt great, even though racing all those weeks before. They felt great. I think that was perfect lead up to it. I just didn't have it that day.
Well, I mean, it's a race.
It's a race.
You never know.
Well, I think just a little bit of what happened is during the intermission, we cooled off. The rain hit, we cooled off. We stayed cool up until intermission. Once we got back out there, it was like a cloud of just humidity, and my temperature just shot, and just drenched within the first climb, and I was getting like lightheaded. Like the temperature change just got me. Then I came in late. They came in with 30 seconds left, and I couldn't cool down, and I didn't have my bandana. I didn't have nothing with me because we were cool during the break, and on that second climb, I just could not. It felt like just climbing, I was just overheating everything.
You say we, but I didn't make it to the rain.
Well, the rain was pretty nice because I was getting hot, and it was the rain was nice.
I had my fair share at Yeti. So
The rain was the mud after the rain was not nice because it had, for the most part, got packed down. Like certain areas that you're running is packed down, so you could run in that first part pretty good. When the rain came, it was another slosh pit, and then you go up that little dry creek bed. Is up to your calves, up to your shins. Just
well, that was the thing that got me from the very beginning. Was that very first section was already muddy, and it was the exact same muscles that I used at Yeti because of the mud, and because there were sections on Yeti 50, because we did like out and backs. There's sections that still don't have rock, so it was just mud. And when it rained, it looked just like that. And I was trying to hold that pace.
Yeah.
And I did till the end. But through that, and, the water was up to, it was above my shoe as I was running through. So sometimes I'd try to get in the grass. But as soon as we did that first lap, I was like, man, that's the exact same muscles. This is going to suck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The mud wasn't fun. That's my first mud.
But it was a fun day. Like I had fun. Me and Mary had fun, and that was good. And I think we even, kind of out of it a little bit, but we, me and her got on there for like an hour on the live stream and just talked to everybody and had fun. And when I said we were getting done, they're like, no, you guys are entertaining. Please stay.
It's the podcast voice coming out. Podcast, the radio voice for Mary.
I don't think I have much of a radio voice.
No, you got the podcast.
I better stick with Dirt and Vert Podcast.
Yeah, it was good. Mid-State's fun. I'll be back next year.
Now you did Three Sisters the week before.
Yeah,
Mid-State.
Yep.
How many miles you end up getting there?
I got a 50K.
So
right under 50K. Yeah.
How'd you do?
I won. It was not a fun day, but I won.
Good.
What I needed, because
did you have to go back out after the 6th hour to get your last loop?
No. I planned that perfectly. So what it was is like Tennessee hadn't been hot. Like it had been like on and off hot, and like I told you before, I think I even mentioned on the podcast, I hoped that it would be hot that day, and I was hoping the humidity would be up for training before the last one. Oh, it was up. The humidity was 95 when we started that race. And, I brought my bandana with me because I figured it was going to be hot. Dude, 2 hours left. Awful. Throwing up everywhere. I was cramping. I was losing almost 2,000 milligrams of sodium an hour with the H drop. So it was like I could not keep up. I wasn't like during training. That's not what it had been showing during the thing. Is like 15 to 16. So that's what I was trying to keep it at. But I was just getting behind every hour. In the last 2 hours, I was shutting down. But I walked it in. And
did you lead from the start?
Yeah. Me, Bob, and Audrey, and Melinda led.
Man, Audrey killed it.
We led every event.
She had what?
63 miles.
Yeah. Was that the course record?
Female course record she broke it.
Yeah, she was moving.
Yeah. So it was an ECA sweep.
Yeah, Heather did great too.
Yep. Tasha got second. Heather got third, and in the 24.
How'd Daniel do?
Daniel Grant? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he had a pretty good day.
I don't know what he did. Yeah, see, I'm trying to find all the photos from everybody. I don't know what he did. But the 6 hour, it was Melinda won the female. I won the male. Morgan Schaefer got second in the female 6 hour. And then April was right there as well. Yeah, it was good. Good ECA turnout. Good race. It's always fun.
Let's see what we got here.
He got
almost right at 80 miles,
yeah,
right?
He got 5th place, 80 miles.
Love it. 4th place male, 5th place overall. That's awesome. Yeah. Look at that. That's great. It was a good day for ECA.
It was a good day for ECA.
I drove over there and got to see everyone after Yeti.
I think David Cal came up and paced a bunch of people. And Josh Hayes, he got his new PR there.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So he's bumped up every year. And this year, even dealing with that thunderstorm that came in the night, because it was pretty muddy there too, because it'd been raining a lot. But I guess that evening it turned into a slosh pit. But he got a PR, so it was a good day.
Yeah, I don't remember what time we made it there, but I was just glad that it wasn't raining when I got there. But the rain definitely followed us later.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeti 50 was exact opposite of what Three Sisters was. You all had all the heat.
Oh man.
They said go. So we started on the opposite end this year. Normally you start at White Top.
Yep.
And run down. Mm-hmm. Since that whole section still closed off, we started at the actual other end of the trail in Abingdon, and right there at the actual trail start, and ran from there and did an out and back all the way up to Damascus.
Yep.
And then back down, back up to Damascus, and then all the way back down. And when we took off, it was real. I will say what was really fun about this race was I'd trained, this whole time to try to hold a 7:30 to 7:45 pace.
Mm-hmm.
So when I took off, I ran it like a 7:30 pace. No one was ever around me. I think everybody started slower because normally 7:30, you don't see anybody. I mean, I didn't see anybody for like 2 hours last year because everybody left me. And I guess because we weren't running downhill, everybody didn't start out like that. That went for the first quarter mile, I had one person, maybe two behind me. And after that, I just remember running. Nick was on the very first bridge and I ran towards him. And, and when I get all the way to the top of Damascus, so I'm running and, just out there by myself. I don't see anybody behind me, but I do know that when I got to Mary in Damascus, that's, I think the first time I got there was when it had just started raining.
What was the temperatures when you started?
It was, God, I don't remember now, but it was it wasn't hot, but it was cool, but it was
normal.
But it was overcast. It was not bad at all, but it was pretty humid, obviously. But
humidity sucked.
But I just remember I got there. It might have been the second time I came to Mary's when it started raining. It was right at the middle of the race. But when I get there, Mary's like, Nick said you come through a little fast. I was like, I don't know. I'm running my pace. She's like, well, he said you were 10 minutes ahead of everybody else. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, I don't think so. I said, I think everybody's just running slower because we're not going downhill. Maybe they're holding back. And it ended up being that's exactly how we finished too. I think I was ahead of second place by 12 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So it didn't change much.
Yeah.
But man, so we ran by this. They have this barn that sits out to the side, and actually Jason made it an aid station this time, so which was cool because you had to change the whole course. You actually would run through the barn. Oh, wow. It was open on both sides. You just ran through the barn, and you could get whatever. Well, the first time I didn't even stop. I just ran on through, and the girl out there got a picture of me and sent it to Mary for me, and because Nick didn't get a lot of pictures of me, because I was in front. So he was getting everybody else. The only pictures I really got from Nick is on that bridge, the very first ones. But when I got up there to Mary, she grabbed, I had ran completely out of gels right when I got to Mary.
Oh, wow.
So it was perfect.
Yeah.
And she said, how many you need? I said, a lot. So she handed them to me. I just shove them in my pack. We swap water bottles and I take back off, run all the way to the barn. And when I start coming back, I believe that's when the rain hit. It was insane.
So you got two handhelds?
Just one.
Okay. I didn't know if you ran with two this time.
I didn't even actually, it wasn't I shouldn't say handheld. I was actually running with that waist pack.
Okay.
So I actually had just one bottle. So we just swapped bottles. I have 4 bottles because Mary uses the same type of vest.
Yeah.
So we have 4 bottles. And when I got there, if we just swapped bottles, I threw it into my waist pack and took off.
Okay.
So no biggie there.
Yeah.
Now, when the rain started though, and I think it was already raining anyway. So the rain, when I say rain started, I mean
downpouring.
I mean insane rain. It was just you couldn't even see 10 feet in front of you. It was coming down so hard. And here's the craziest part. I run all the way back to this, I think it was, I guess maybe 20 miles up, then 10 and back up, something like that. I don't know. When you come back down, you finish off, so it's a down, halfway back, up, and then all the way back down. And when I get to Mary up there to the turnaround for the very last time, as I'm heading towards her, it's just pouring down rain. I mean, it's coming down hard. And I look down and my leg's bleeding. And it started burning really bad. And I'm like, what is going on? And I've never ran in these shorts in a race, but I have trained in them up to 30 miles, never in the rain and not with my phone in my pocket. So this pack, my waist pack, it's an Ultra Aspire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ultra Aspire, yeah.
Or is it Ultimate Direction?
I think it's Ultra Aspire.
Yeah. So. I can't remember. Anyways, it's one of those, obviously. But when you put the cell phone in there, it bounces. So I love the waist pack, but I do not like this. It is terrible design on this piece. Like it's like that stretchy material. So when you're running, your phone's just bouncing and it makes the waist pack bounce.
Yeah.
So I put the phone in my pocket.
So like, is it like compression pocket or just like pocket?
Pocket.
Okay.
But it zips up.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of like those John G shorts. They got the zippers.
Yeah.
But the difference is, I've noticed, I've done my research now, these pockets are not sewed in to the shorts.
So they move.
So they swing. And I had that phone in a Ziploc bag, and where it was running across my leg, I still have a sore there. It just ate a hole
in the shorts?
In my leg. No, I have a hole that big, like the size of a quarter.
Was it the zipper top or the plastic bag top?
It was the shorts.
The shorts was there?
The actual pocket, because it's woven.
Yep.
Instead of like being a neoprene material, it's like stitched, woven. And that just rubbed my leg raw. And I still have a spot on there today from it. And I was like, God. And I get to Mary and I'm like, oh, she's like, you need anything? I'm like, nah, I mean, it's fine at this point. So we just threw some salty britches on there and I took off, and that lasted for about 4 minutes. And the salty britches was gone. It started burning again, but I was like, whatever. But we run all the way back. And as I'm going back, Mary can't, there's certain aid stations she couldn't be at. So really she could only crew me at like 2 spots on the whole trail, really.
Oh, wow.
That was it. So I knew once I got to a certain point, I wasn't going to see her again. So I grabbed those gels and I take off. And at this point, like the last time I saw Mary, there's like, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 miles left. It's not much, but I'm on track to beat last year's time. I was at like mile 44 at 6 hours. No, before 6 hours. I was at like mile 45. Yeah. So I had 5 miles left and I was still right under 6 hours. So I was on pace to like PR, hopefully, I think I might have been 46. I didn't like much regardless. Yeah. And, but Mary said, you're on track to PR by like 10 minutes. And I was like, awesome. Leave there. I got like 4 miles left to run. That's it. So not even hit 6 hours yet.
Yep.
I should be like a 6:24. I'm running an 8-minute pace.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to move a little faster. We got this. We're going to finish. I make it about a half a mile and my glutes and my hamstrings start cramping like bad, like seizing from all the mud where I had been running in that mud all day. Sure. And I kid you not, I went from an 8-minute pace to like an 11-minute pace to the end of the race. I just kept looking back. I'm like, man, if someone passes me, they pass me. I don't know. And then sweet Amy Watson comes running out with like a mile left maybe. And she's like, you're close. And she ran with me for like 3/4 of a mile till I got to where Mary and him were at the finish line. And then that's when I heard Jerry announce my name. And I was like, finally, I'm there. But it was funny. Amy's like, we're on the road now. Can you run a little faster? I'm like, I sure can.
So you didn't have any extra salt tablets or nothing with you?
Dude, salt was not the problem. It was just the mud. And like,
yeah. I mean,
if you look at my paces, I was still running an 8-minute pace through that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what got me. Like it wasn't an electrolyte issue. It was literally muscle fatigue. Like it was just gone. Yeah. And that's why when I went to mid-state and I did the first lap, I just kind of laughed and I was like, Mary said, how you feel? I said, great. When we got in the car later that night, she said, I knew after the first lap, you weren't feeling great. She's like, I can tell when you're lying. I was like, yeah, I mean, it didn't feel great, but I had fun.
Yeah. I mean, how many miles did you make it at mid-state?
I don't know, 33, 30. I think I did like 10 laps.
I don't know what that math adds up to be.
But I ended up not PRing Yeti 50 though. Like,
You're close though, right?
My time was like 6:40 something for the 50 miles, 6:40 something. But it's when I ran through the finish line, Jason was there. He gave me a hug and he was like, man, 2 years in a row. And I was like, it's not going to be a third year. I can promise you that. And, and then I turn around and I see Jerry and I just run and like, I don't know if I think Mary took this video, but I just literally run and jump into Jerry and arms, and just like land with him. And then, and then second place finished and we took pictures and he was a really good guy. He's a preacher, great couple. And then the third place male finished, so we got some pictures together. But it was a really fun time. I mean, the Yeti races remind me so much of East Coast Adventures races, and that's the thing that I love about it the most. It's that vibe that you get that like everybody's welcome, and there's no drama, there's none of that. It's just fun. A lot of the people that I see at Yeti are people that I see at some of our events, and that's what's fun about it. And, I highly recommend if you love the ECA races, Yeti races are fun too. So, either one of them. Jason's a great race director and Samantha, they're great. So if you get a chance, support them. For what they're doing. They put on a lot of events, a lot of good ones.
So are most of their races rails to trails type stuff?
No.
I mean, how many do they got that are rails to trail?
Troublesome Hollow is a rail to trail.
Mm-hmm.
The Virginia, obviously Yeti 100 is rails to trail, and the Washington Yeti is a rail to trail. I don't think there's any other rail to trail that I'm aware of. I don't think 7-Eleven is a rail to trail. I think it's a trail. Okay. Canebrake is loops. That's a 200 miler. And I think Samantha's actually the race director for that one. Like, that's her race. And he released a new race in Chicago. I don't know what it was, but I think he has like 11 races.
Wow, that's good.
They got that one race now in Mexico. Was it the Smoky Bear?
I think it's
Smoky
one.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
So I think that's where Smoky Bear originated, was down that way.
It was. Yep. But yeah, good events. We've known Jason for a while. It's funny. I don't think I've talked about this much, but one of mine and Mike's very first races we did it's called Last at the Lake.
Yeah.
And it's over near Alabama. And that was like 2017, 2018, I don't know, somewhere around in there. And we didn't know it at the time because, he looks completely different, but we ran that race with Jason Green.
Oh, wow.
He was over there. And that was like before his Yeti race had really became popular, and but he's he was out there running, and it's kind of cool. So it's, you never know who you're around and who you see, and that's what makes it so special.
I have to get up there and run a race.
Yeah, you would enjoy it.
I was supposed to crew you last year.
Yeah, you did. You were going to crew me.
That's that true. One at Yeti 100, but Hurricane had a different plan. So,
well, we'll keep crewing each other in these hundreds, see if we can help each other.
I don't have another 100 planned this year.
So. Yeah, I'm debating mine.
Well, I've got a track race that the goal is to get 100 in it, 100 plus, but I don't have a 100 miler.
Well, that's still the same. Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
As Brittany said, "You're going to come crew me at this race in Georgia?" I said, "You run around a track." She goes, "No." I said, "Yeah, I don't blame you. It's not very entertaining."
Oh, so I didn't even tell you about what happened to me at Mid-State, though.
No.
My last loop?
No, I just knew you were struggling.
I passed out, like, on the loop. I was already struggling. Everything was hurting, like all my glutes, my hamstrings, like they were just sore.
Yeah, I was telling Mary when I was coming in, I'm like, David's struggling. She's like, I know. I'm like, I know, he's struggling right now.
And there was just nothing I could do. I ran that race a week before.
Yep.
Extremely. That was so much harder than it was last year.
Yeah. Mud.
Even though the time was a little slower, it was harder. It was a harder event because there was no downhill.
Yep.
There was no
makeup time.
It was different. And then the mud. And then I forgot to tell you, a tree fell at the end of the race. So.
I saw the photo of that one.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Running through that.
It didn't really slow me down. They had already made a tunnel by the time I got there. But Mid-State, every few laps, I was just getting slower there towards the end, and I was super.
Well, I know because I kept catching you, and I'm like, wow, why am I catching David? Because you were out there in the front most of the time.
And someone said something about that. They're like, it's because you're running those. I was like, nah,
yeah, I was there at that point because you asked me, you said, are you picking up or am I slowing down? And somebody goes, it's because you ran so fast in the beginning.
And I'm like, no, that's not it. I said, this is leftover legs from last week. But yeah, I get up the first hill, the big climb.
It's a rough one.
And I get up there and I get almost, and at this point, there's no one around me. Everybody's already passed me at this point.
Yep.
And I'm just kind of like, but I get to the top of that hill and I'm just walking, and I had a tree I always would walk to, and then that's when I started running.
The hole in it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'd start running. And, when you get slower, you got to run a little extra. So
run a little more.
So I started running right before I got to that tree, trying to make up some time. And I made it about 20 feet, got dizzy, fell over into a tree, caught myself, and then threw up.
You threw up?
Yep.
No.
Well, I say threw up. I kind of like dry heaved. I didn't really throw up, but I felt like I needed to throw up,
Yeah.
Because I don't think I had a ton on my stomach.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
But I kind of like, if there was anything there, I would have thrown up.
Yep.
It was one of those where you're like gagging.
Yep.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm Matt. And then I stood up, and a few minutes later I was fine, but I don't know what happened. I think I just got super dehydrated, or I was just really tired. Yeah. I don't know, but it was just like boom. And then by the time I finished the lap, I was okay, but it was rough.
Well, it's almost exactly what happened when I went out. I climbed that first hill, super dizzy, made it through the second lap that I was struggling in. And then once I got to the top of that, I dry heaved and stomach acid everywhere up there. So I feel you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But and that's the thing. Like I didn't go with any intention to win this race. Like that was I would have been naive to ever think that. But I probably was naive to think that I was going to make it into the knot, because that's what I was really wanting to do. I was just wanting to run into the knot some. Like I would have been happy, but I didn't make it that far. I made it almost to the intermission.
You were almost there.
Almost. But I will say it was fun. And like I will tell you guys, Mary got me the best present ever earlier in the year, and we finally got to try it out. But she bought me this shower bag.
Oh yeah.
And it's she got it at REI, and it's like a solar shower bag, but it's got a foot pump and you can spray with it. And luckily Pete Schreiner was there and was able to show us how to work it, because obviously we didn't know how. We were trying like hell to figure it out though.
He walks over and he goes, no, you gotta do this.
Yeah. You gotta unplug the foot pedal, like the stopper, and then you can pump it up. And you gotta pump this bag up, and then it like swells up, and then you're ready. Yep. But we filled this thing full of ice water.
It's cold.
And it was amazing. Like
cold.
Daniel would get a kick out of it every time, but Mary would start spraying my head, and I'm like, oh. And Emmanuel looked like he was on a ride at Dollywood every time she sprayed him.
Little wet chihuahua.
Yeah. He would just like jump and like cringe. And
hey, I was about the same way. That water was cold.
It felt so good. Like
it did
that was such a game changer. I'll have to make sure I take that with me next year. But I have decided though that I think next year that will be my big race. Like I'm not going to do a lot of races because I need to take a break. I'm going to do some races, but Mid-State will definitely be my A race. That's the race I'm going to go for.
Yeah.
I've done it many years, but I've always just done it as however it fell into the line is when it fell into the line. And
yeah, it's usually that's how I've always done it. I mean, I do my normal races, and then it's a perfect summer race because other than our races, there's not many summer races for us to do. So that fits in perfect. And it comes right at the end of all of the spring races. So you're pretty wore out by the time you get there for us, because we like to run.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a good choice for me, but I did it for fun. I mean, I'm pretty sure that John Cox called me out on the podcast and said, do you think it was smart to run, to PR your 50-mile race the week before? I'm like, well, I didn't PR. He's like, well, then just avoid the question. I love John and Becca. They're all they do put on a good race.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's always good there. And they put a lot of work into it. Because I've been listening to their recap. They were talking about how much mud was in the area at the start that John had to move.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily he did, because there was still a lot of mud at the start of that. But yeah, they do a lot of work to put into that race. And it's always good. Always a lot of people come out. Different people. new people, same people.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and we got also at the same time, we had Hots finishing up too, which was really fun to do all of that.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ken and Crystal for top male and female in that race. That was pretty awesome. We got to run with Crystal for a while, for days actually, in Ball State last year, and got to meet her. She's truly awesome, and to see her be the Queen of the South was just pretty cool to see her do that, and to see how well she ran, and to run with Ken. And I talked to Ken for a little while. We were messaging back and forth, and he was talking about how cool she was and how amazing she was. And I was like, yeah, she is.
It was pretty cool to see two of the 2023 Vol State runners that we got to run with win the 2025 Hots. So,
well, and remember, Ken's one rule.
One time.
He only runs a race one time. So he's not, he did Vol State. He did Hot. So we'll see what he does.
I hear Third Circle's coming back. So.
Oh, really?
It's what Walt posted.
Man, Walt, I want to get him back on here just to hear the story. Like, we should do that. Like, Walt is just the best storyteller.
He is. You read his whole articles of like his race description. You're like, I'm there with you. Like, yeah. I know what you're doing.
I mean, it was so funny. I saw that one post where they said, Walt is racking up the miles in both directions.
Figure out that whole story.
Well, what is your next race?
The next thing that we're going to be doing is the group run for the 1776 Friday morning on the 4th.
Maybe Eureka Trail.
Maybe a 5K. I don't know. Brittany's trying to talk me into doing this 5K in Sweetwater. Really don't want to go.
Well, she wants me to do it. If she wants you to do it with her.
Well, the issue is that thing's like $50 now.
Matt.
A little steep for a 5K.
You'll have fun. Maybe it means it's going to have really cool swag.
High hopes and wishes. But after that, I've got the Haw Ridge 6 miler for KTC on the 12th. That'll be my next short race. And then after that, I don't have anything planned until around Firewater. Other than the KTC stuff, whatever they got. But Firewater 50K. And we're doing the aid station there. So if anybody wants to volunteer that's not going to no business, come out and help me do it this aid station. I think David Kyle and James are going to run it while I run. And then when I get done, I'll come back. But we still need some volunteers if anybody wants to come help.
Yeah, and then we got Cherokee coming up real quick.
Yes, we do. Dude, like, we have done 3 group runs over the last 3 weekends. And these people love the course. Like, they're the same question that we got last year after the race when they finished. Why haven't we been out here? Why haven't we been on these trails? It comes up in the group runs every time. So, I mean, the course is beautiful, and the people love it. And we got some really, really fast runners going this year.
Oh, we got some really good people, period. Yeah, some of them's fast, some of them aren't. Yeah. But we got some really good people running.
Oh, we do.
I love that.
Yeah.
We got some really great aid station captains, too.
Yeah. No, Sam's going to do a theme this year.
I have no doubt. Both Sams.
I don't know about that. Sam Monick probably will, but Vermilion's got a whole theme that she's working on. And then, I mean, I think we got more volunteers this year. We've got more like volunteers in like the EMS and ham radio and all that. They're coming out. So,
yep. And we'll be doing a documentary. I say we, but we've got someone doing it. It's a learning experience. So we'll see how it goes. And we're going to try to do this at our next few events.
Yep.
And have fun with it. So.
And we also have more photographers on course.
We got Misty and Nick.
Yep.
High five them as you run by. Just don't knock the camera out of their hands, please.
Please don't. But yeah, it's coming up, and I'm excited.
Yeah, we got some really good, strong runners in the 130K. I think it's going to be really fun. And, we might get to hand out this brand new one-of-a-kind buckle.
And if not, if we only got a few of those, but if not, all finishers, if you can see this, we'll get this one.
Yep.
130K.
But anyways, we'll hopefully see a lot of familiar faces out there soon. So
it's going to be fun.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
I'm telling you, I'm most excited about, though, is Believe it or not, it's the World's Fair Ultra.
Yeah.
That's the one I think that's going to be so much fun.
It will be fun.
And the course, actually, I forgot to mention this earlier. It runs right beside the sprinkler.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like
they got the thing on. So
well, no, I'm talking about like the water fountain for the kids, like the kids sprinkler.
Yep.
You run right through it.
Yep.
And that's going to be so cool.
It'd be nice. Good training runs out there for
we
that.
could live stream this thing too. I was thinking about that the other day.
More work for us to do.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not the first year, but we might.
You never know. Hey, it'd be simple. It's close proximity.
Give me 10 minutes and a camera.
Figure it out.
We're probably not going to record a podcast the week of Cherokee, just to let everybody know we've got to go flag that course. It takes a while to run that, so it's just me, Mike, and Matt out there running for a few days, flagging and
making sure the trail is as clear as we can hit it. And I mean, the volunteers that have came out and worked on the trails, we can't thank them enough.
Exactly.
I mean, the Warriors Passage Trail, for a little bit, it was pretty rough. They went out there within one day. People that have been running saw the trail like, wow, this is completely different. So, I mean, just if any of them were out there during the event, anytime, because there's supposed to be some that, they live there, so they'll come by, just thank them.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing for any race. Like, just remember how much your volunteers matter. Like, I've never seen anybody do this till Mary, and I just think it's the coolest thing ever. But, Mary writes thank you cards for every aid station, and she carries them in her pack. And at every aid station, she hands that to the person, like a thank you card for that aid station, written for that aid station, and puts a lot of thought into it. And I've never seen anybody ever do that, so it's just kindness. Just remember that when any course you're out on, not just, any like a Cherokee course, but anything, be thankful they're there, because without them, we couldn't do what we do.
No, that's a lot of trail to try to maintain.
Well, ultimately though, do you think that you're going to try to do 100-miler next year?
Oh yeah, I've already got a couple planned out.
What?
Well, no business is on there.
You can do no business?
Yeah, I didn't get to do it this year. Well, the main reason I didn't get to do it this year is because we're planning our house. So we are in the process of all this. So I just could not commit to that at the end of the year because I didn't know what we were doing. But next year, no business is on there. And then there's a couple more that I want to look at. Definitely get into the Chattanooga area for some 50Ks and stuff, but no business.
I like it.
Probably one of the big ones. I actually watched the documentary today of this lady who ran it, and you were in the documentary at the aid station.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
This must have been last year.
It was last year. Yeah, she just released it 5 months ago, and she finished. Actually, watched it today. It's good. Had you in it? Had Matt Halupa. Saw him in it.
All I remember about that aid station is that me, Stamen, and Micah, and Tasha, and a few others, even Susan Donnelly at one point came and helped us, but we basically got our ass handed to us. I mean, there was not enough of anything. We ran out of water. I was calling Doug every couple of hours to get water. I mean, it was awful. That aid station was just like the kill zone of the race. Like, there was people laying everywhere. We were trying to help them. It was rewarding, but it was very hard. Like, when we got done, I told Stamen and Mike, I was like, I don't think I've ever worked this hard at any aid station. I've worked hard at some of them, but that one was just like, there was only 4 of us. And I didn't realize that when people came some of the people that came timed out there. They never left. They got there at 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and when they timed out at like 6 or 7, whenever it was, they were still there. We were still helping them. And it was a rough day for a lot of people.
Yeah. What's that, mile 30 something?
It's like mile 36, 37, which is a bad spot to be if you have not paced yourself well.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Of course, there's other issues, other than just pacing yourself, but it was a really hot day. It was a really hot day, and it got a lot of people.
Yeah, so that's on the list next year. And then I don't know what else.
Well, I've only got 2, and I think that's all I'm going to do next year. I might, I talked to Mary. I might start doing some hiking on one of the trails around here. I think I want to try to set an FKT, so I think I'm going to focus on that.
Yeah.
But the 2 races I'm for sure probably going to run, if everything works out, is Elsie.
It's a favorite.
Yep, and I've not ran it in a few years, so I'll be glad to go back. And then Mid-State Mile, and Elsie is going to be my tune-up for Mid-State.
Well, they're very close.
Yeah.
In elevation and time limits and all that stuff. So.
Well, they're both very hard in different ways.
They're both hard.
I think it's the time is harder on Elsie.
It's rough.
But the heat is what makes it hard at Mid-State.
I don't know. That cold stuff at Elsie at nighttime when it's piss poor raining on you, that ain't fun.
Yeah, but you can stay hydrated in the cold.
Yeah.
You can't. It's hard to stay hydrated at Mid-State if you're trying, when you start getting behind.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, there's no.
And with Elsie, like, the time is what's so hard because you're running, was it 2.7?
Almost 2.5.
Is it 2.4?
2.4, 2.5.
In 40 minutes.
500 something feet of elevation.
Yeah. So there is no walking. And either way, the loop actually changes course every direction, every loop. Yep. So every loop you change direction. And it doesn't matter what direction you run. The last section is uphill both ways. And if you do not run it, if you get behind and cannot run that, you will time out.
You will. I've done it twice.
To date, this race has not made it past 100 miles. Hasn't made it to 100 miles yet.
No, and it's such a good race. It is.
It's great. They got a good course.
They got a great course.
A good little nugget there. Yeah. It's a great race to train for Mid-State.
It's perfect for it. I mean, the 2 years that I did is the 2 years I did the best at Mid-State. So it might be something there.
But yeah, I'm going to enjoy just running for a few months. So I don't have anything till September. So
well, after we did finish Mid-State, that's kind of what I did. I just kind of slowed way down. My mileage has dropped. I mean, the most mileage I do is the group runs. That's all the big mileage I got. I
got to do better at strength training. I've only been doing 1 to 2 days a week at most. And most of the time it's just 1 day. So I've got to get better at that. Work's been really hard. And then just everything else, getting ready for these races and trying to set up that new race. And then I drove all the way out to another state to scope that race out this week. And that was 14 hours of my day to scope a potential 100-mile race we're looking at. But we'll decide on that one as it comes. It would be late 2026, but it would be a very fast 100-mile rail to trail that's paved.
Ooh. Yeah, I feel you. Last 2 days I've actually done weight strength training. Usually it's just body weight stuff. I felt it because I've not been doing the weighted stuff, so it's a little different. But
oh hell, I didn't even tell you this. I went there the other day. Me and Mary were walking into the workout room and worked out. And I come back in, and then Mary had said something, and we were sitting there, and she's like, "Hey, did you know the cold plunge is making a noise?" And I'm like, "No." And I go out there. It had leaked almost all the water out. I don't know what happened. All the water was running out the garage, and it was just pumping away. There was just a little bit of water in the bottom, and it was just recirculating that back in. Oh, no. So the pump was just sucking. I just turned it off, and I was like, I don't know what happened. We'll work on that another day. So apparently I pumped all 35 gallons of water out of that thing into the floor. But luckily it was right beside the garage door, so it just ran out. Yeah. But I was like, I had no idea. Mary's like, it's making a noise.
It ran out of water?
Yeah. I was like, of course.
Yeah, my cold plunge, it's gone.
Oh, you done with it?
Well, it was an outside cold plunge. A few rains in, that thing just overflowed. Then it turned into what my kids call a tadpole exhibit. Cold plunge has not been.
Yeah, I wouldn't dip anybody's body into that bacteria.
No. So
it might make your beard grow though if you just do a beard plunge.
Put my feet in it. We'll have all kinds of.
I've seen your feet. Your feet don't need any more plunging either.
Hey, I lost a toenail from Mid-State.
I have no doubt.
I lost it on my left foot.
I haven't lost any toenails in a long time.
That stuff.
I will say, I know we're getting close to the end of this podcast, but let me say this. Those La Sportiva Protegas, is that what they are, Protegas?
They look good.
I ran that whole. I mean, my first I did the Cherokee course a little bit when I ran with Chris. You know. And that was the first time I really wore them, loved them. I'd trained in them a few times before that, but that's the first long run I did. And I wore those things during mid-state, flawless.
Wow.
Like there was no sliding, there was no nothing. The grip on those things is amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. That is the best shoe I've ran in a long time.
Good.
I got it on sale at REI, like $115, $120.
Are they narrow or wide?
I mean, I have to have a pretty wide shoe for me.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that's very interesting about them. My foot kind of touches, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, that's how my Hokas are. My Hokas, the sides of my foot barely touch it, but it's just enough so my foot doesn't rotate.
Yeah, that's the thing. My foot does not move in the shoe at all, and I don't know. It's a great shoe. So the grip on them are amazing.
The Speedlands, when I ordered them, they're more of a wide toe box, and so my foot up front just moves, and I can't, it's on the verge of blisters on a 20-mile run. So
well, Mary's been telling me about these shoes. She's loved them. She's been running. I mean, that's what she did all of her races in, and she's loved them. So I finally ordered a pair to try. And I gotta say, man, they're awesome. If you ever get a chance, you should try them. I mean, I would try them, see if they fit your feet first, but it's definitely a really good shoe.
I think Tara has those. I do got $100 gift card for
well, I'm gonna tell you,
Johnston Woods, so I may
it's a great shoe, and what I really love about it, it is one of the lightest shoes I've ever had, and that's what I loved about it. Even when you start getting you start feeling a little fatigued, your feet don't feel as heavy normally, as sluggish, because that shoe is so light, man. Like it is extreme. I think it's less than 10 ounces for a men, and that's a size 12 for me.
It's like an 8 ounce for me.
but it is for size. But it's a good shoe. You should definitely check it out. Yeah, how are you? Before we end the podcast, how are you liking your H drop?
Well, it's done good until it's done good. I mean, like I said before, it wasn't hot, so I wasn't sweating a lot.
Now's when you need it.
And then I was sweating, and then leading up to Three Sisters, I was consistently getting around 1,500. And then it shot up because that humidity just kicked in. So I was closer to 2,000. And I was getting behind. But I did that. We did the beach to Wacheezy the week after Mid-State. And that was rough, by the way. That climbing was not fun. And within that 5 hours, I mean, I think it was 12,000. And we wasn't running hard. I think it was around. I can't remember exactly. But I noticed, I lost a lot that day. So, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think,
one thing I got to say, I haven't figured this out. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe this is just how it's set up, or maybe you haven't noticed. You can't connect it unless you have service. I don't know if you tried that.
So I will say, here's what I've had an issue once before where I had to sign in, and I wasn't signed in, and I couldn't use it for that race. And it might have been Pinhoti. I got upset because I couldn't. It had logged me out of the app.
Yep.
And I had no service to log into the app.
So
what I've done now is I open the app up the day I'm going to race or run while I'm at the house, and then when I get there, it doesn't do that. So I don't know why when they updated it, it's like it logs you out every couple of days.
Because I tried it on a group run, the John Muir Trail. I had it open here because I tried it on myself going up to Wacheezy, and I could not get it to work. No service. First of all, I don't think you should have to have service if you got the app. Me. But I was down at the John Muir Trail. I had opened it up because I had tried that. Get down there, and it will not connect. I think that needs to be fixed. If you got the app, I think you should.
Well, it used to not do that.
Okay.
This is something new because it used to. When I first got it, you remember I've had this thing since it first came out.
You have, yeah.
The battery life has tripled since I first got it.
Yeah.
Used to, you can only run with it twice, it'd be dead.
Oh no, this thing lasts like
now. The battery is the battery lasts as long as my heart rate strap.
It lasts a long time, yeah.
But when I first got it, it wouldn't. It's like it wouldn't shut off. The battery would go dead in like 2 days. I was charging it every few days, and they just fixed that like 6 months ago.
Okay.
But when they fixed that, the app logs you out like every 2 days now.
Yeah.
And I've had times where I can't even log into the app.
Yep.
So,
well, they kept telling me, like, once I got service, climbing up White Easy, because you get service climbing up, and they kept telling me wrong password. I'm like, this is not the wrong password.
You just didn't have signal.
And so eventually, I think I made it somewhere, and I got everything. I just closed everything, logged in, and it started working. But I had, like, I don't know. I think it's wild that you can't use it without service.
Yeah. I do love the technology, though. I think it's a cool little thing. I would love to get a sweat test done now just to see. But, sweat tests also bias, too. So there's nothing that's super accurate.
Mine change, I would assume that it changes in the temperature that we're at, the environment, with the humidity being 95 degrees. I'm sure we're going to sweat more than before.
Well, and the sodium can vary a lot depending on how much you're taking in anyways.
Yeah.
The more sodium you take, the more you're going to sweat, obviously. But what I really try to pay attention to is how much I am sweating. And some days it's odd how much. That day, people don't know this, but like the day that we did the podcast with Nicholas, I literally, when we finished the podcast, I went to bed because I basically had heat exhaustion. I had ran in the middle of the day, and it said I lost like 42 ounces of water, and I had been in meetings and I didn't get to drink a lot. And when me and Matt were doing the podcast, I was so out of it. Like my head was hurting. Like when we finished, I just went to bed. But I wore the H drop that day, and it's the highest I've sweated before. I mean, it said I lost 42 ounces of water in an hour.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I've sweat like 36, 37, 38, 39 before. Never hit 40. But it'd been okay if I'd have been hydrated.
If you've been,
I didn't even run with water.
Yeah, well, I usually don't run with water.
Then went back to work, walked into a meeting.
Yeah, so you didn't rehydrate right afterwards. Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. If you click on the H drop, it'll actually tell you how much electrolytes and how much water to drink in the next 2 hours.
Yeah. Gives you a little rehydration strategy. I mean, I love it. It does great. So.
All right. Well, enough rambling. Any last questions you want to ask or talk about before we close this thing, Matt?
I'm just excited about the Cherokee coming up, and then the Fort right after that.
Yeah, and we also need to do another giveaway for the trail running conference.
Oh yeah, we will be at that as well.
Yeah, and we got 2 more to give away.
I think 2 more. Yeah.
Yep, let's do that. All right.
So if they made it this far in,
let's do it. We'll make a post for that one soon. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for listening. Hopefully this wasn't painful for you guys. We were just having a little fun and giving updates. But next week we'll get back to normal, and we'll have
2 pretty great athletes.
Yes, 2 really one female and 1 male athlete over the next week that are both amazing. And then we'll actually be bringing on, we're working right now to get someone on from another country that just won a big race. So we'll have her on here too.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a great day. Thank you all so much for listening. We're out.
Peace.